Ammar CampaNajjar is running for Congress in the 50th district. Great news for him is that he is winning. He's in the top two along with the Republican incumbent, and by a considerable margin. So, and he's got the lead in volunteers and all the other things that we discuss normally. But we're talking about Allison not getting media coverage, but be careful what you wish for, because you have gotten media coverage and it hasn't been great. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, my opponent's actually been starting to attack me. He's actually in 5th place, the establishment Democrat. We're in 2nd place in every poll. And we did what the establishment wanted us to do. We outraised everybody, including the establishment Congressman Duncan Hunter. We have more volunteers than all of them combined, and we're leading in the polls. So, you know, when they go low, we go local. And we're starting to just push everything we can, all the resources we have into our field program. But last week you did a little piece where an establishment reporter just out of nowhere said, he's leading, but by the way, his grandfather, and I use that term very loosely, was a terrorist or something, right? Died 16 years before I was born. And I knew him as much as anybody here knew that man. And then the next week, they're saying, well, Ammar supports Donald Trump's Muslim ban. So I don't know which one it is. Am I an Islamophobe or am I a terrorist? I'm not sure, but both sides are trying to attack me, and it just shows that there's desperation from the establishment. Both of those things can't be true, but they could both be false, and that's what it is. From the beginning, for 15 months, I've been campaigning on pro-jobs, pro-Medicare for all, tuition-free college, fighting for dreamers like my campaign manager, fighting for LGBT rights like my field directors, and because of that, the establishment is freaking out on both sides.
So there's a lot that I love about the story. I want to show graphic 4 too, because that's a fun thing that Ammar's got. How many volunteers do you have?
About 700.
700, okay. But you're going for 800, I think.
Yeah,
okay,
we're pushing.
Okay, there's this cool poster, we'll show it to you in a second. It reminds me of Sparta. There you go.
Did you make that?
Oh, I thought you guys made it.
No.
Oh no, that's Teddy. That's our. That's one of our viewers who made that.
I love it.
Is that your area code or 808? I thought maybe you were going for 808 volunteers.
I like that.
Or something,
I'll take it.
But yeah, okay. This is Sparta.
That's the incentive right there.
Okay. So now let's talk about that. What you mentioned there, because this is really truly preposterous. First of all, you never met your grandfather. Died 16 years before you were born.
Right.
So, but they're trying to smear you with it. Now, if I'm a reporter and somebody says to me, hey, you got to cover this story. This guy, his grandfather did X, Y, and Z. I go, oh, okay, and what did he do with his grandfather? It's like, oh, he never met him. I'm like, okay, wait, why do you want me to cover the story, right? That doesn't make any sense. But a lot of the establishment press are like, great, got it, very good. Okay, his grandfather did this. What else would you like me to smear him with, right? And then to turn around for your opponent to say, yeah, but he's with Trump on the Muslim ban. What? First of all, I thought the grandfather was the Muslim terrorist and stuff, but now you're for a Muslim. So you're half Palestinian, half Latino.
Half Latino, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're for the ban of immigrants.
Tell me about it. It's preposterous.
I literally don't know where they got it from. Where did they pull that from?
You know where. No, but to me, it's disgusting. But it's also on a personal level, it bothers me. It actually does bother me, and it does because my father's Muslim, and I grew up without him being around. I would do anything to have more time with my dad. Why would I ban my own father from coming to this country? It just makes no sense. It just shows that they're so desperate. But I think we could fight back against these attacks, which is what I need the progressive people's help to do, because clearly the establishment's willing to do whatever it takes to undermine our race, and they're willing to spoil it enough to maybe let Hunter win this again. So I want to know what the progressives are willing to do to make sure that we could win this seat. Bernie Sanders beat Hillary in this district, so it's possible for a progressive to break through.
Yeah, so I want to do a couple of things. First of all, let's put up the links for Ammar, and so people know where to go to donate and to volunteer and to get them to either 800 or 808. I don't know what we're going for. I know we're going for Sparta overall. And links will be down below if you're watching later on YouTube or Facebook. And then I want to show graphic 1, because this is the poll that came out. And so again, top 2 advance to the general election. Doesn't matter what the political party is, okay? This is California. So the incumbent, of course, has the big lead, and a lot of people are undecided. That's true in Allison's race and everybody's races, right? And because a lot of the newer faces, including you, Ammar, people don't know as well. You don't have as much name recognition,
Right.
so people are trying to figure out who to vote for. But you're clearly in second place there, and if the election were held today, and the polling all seemed to indicate this, you would move on. The establishment pick is all the way down at 5th place at 5%, okay? So a New York Times reporter, I don't know if he saw it or didn't see it or didn't bother looking at it this morning, tweeted that the guy in 5th place was leading.
Right.
I just, again, I don't get it. Like, where was it that, I guess it must have been that somebody in Washington told him, oh, this is our pick, so he must be leading.
Right. And he's not doing his due diligence. I tweeted at him, he fixed it. Good, because I knew you were going to respond to him. But
I was going to respond a little less politely.
the good news is that we know in the primary it skews more Republican because we don't wake up as Democrats until November. So that's a pretty good poll for that reason. The second thing is that whole Trump thing. My opponent actually spent about $120,000 on mailers before that poll was done. So this is post-attack polling. It's not holding because I'm not talking about identity politics, about me being Latino or Arab or whatever. We're talking about working class issues. My district, the unemployment rate of my district is double the rest of San Diego County. That's what I care about. I don't care if you're a brown kid in El Cajon or a white kid in Alpine. Pain is pain. I don't care what you're going through. And my goal is to represent everybody, even the people in that poll who won't vote for me. I'm going to be voting for them in Congress, for Medicare for all, for good jobs, for health care for everybody, for the environment, and making sure that the future is as bright as today is for the next generation.
Yeah, they're the ones who brought race into this for no reason at all, right? And so, and by the way, whenever an incumbent is under 50%, that means they're in trouble. Because in the general election, there's only 2 people. And so I've been covering politics for over 20 years. When you got an incumbent under 50%, they're hurt, dog.
Right.
And so there, Duncan Hunter has got a possible criminal investigation hanging over his head, and he's well below 50%. So that's why these primaries are so important. If the progressive advances, well, they're actually looking, they have a more populist campaign. They're looking to deliver for everyone, talking about higher wages, et cetera. That's something that could win, as opposed to the establishment idea, which is, I'm a little less Republican than him.
Right.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a losing strategy. So one last thing, you mentioned how well you're doing among donations. I want to go to graphic 2 here. This is amazing because this is all money, okay? Not just small donor money, but yours is all small donors. You don't take any corporate PAC money.
Not at all.
So you're a Just Democrat, so you're not allowed to take that. You don't take that. And you're still outraising not only the establishment Democrat who's in 5th place, but the Republican incumbent.
Right.
You're outraising the Republican incumbent with only small donor money. That's amazing.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's because we have a real people-powered movement. It's an authentic campaign. And I thought that's what the establishment wants, somebody who will step up and step in and fight for all of us. Instead, they're backing this candidate who's using the exact same kind of fear-mongering and xenophobic rhetoric that the establishment claims to hate and is resisting against, but they're actually embracing the guy who's doing it. So I think there's a lot of hypocrisy going on in Washington, and that's why people like us have to go up there and clean it up.